Open banking is a UK initiative to try and actually liberalise the data that banks and financial institutions hold for their customers. I think one of the really interesting impacts that this could have is to actually really re-engineer banking models. We're used to banks providing all of our financial services, whether that's deposits, loans, overdrafts, mortgages. I think what might become really interesting is if a bank says, well, actually, I'm really good at some of that, but actually I know there are other financial service providers in the market that are actually probably better than me, best in class for mortgages or for loans or for foreign exchange. And I think what this really does is open up the opportunity for those banks to become a marketplace, to actually say, we can provide you with some core services, but we'll actually offer you loans and financial products from other banks and financial institutions. And we can do that because we're able to access the data from those institutions, we're able to make use of your data, and we can actually put those things together and we can say, actually, for you, the best provider of this service is not us, it's somebody else, and we can introduce you to them. I think that opens up some really interesting questions about what the shape of a bank is. Traditionally, it's about maturity transformation, it's about turning deposits into loans. If we're moving to a world where actually you might be accepting deposits, but you might not be the best lender, that's going to have a real impact on sort of bank capital models, what they look like, what sort of services they provide. In terms of what we might see next in this kind of open banking, post-PSD2 world, I think we will start to see some banks take some bold moves with using technology, using data to provide us with new services and develop new banking and financial services models. I think the idea that we'll have the same banking system, the same bank providers, in 1 year, 2 year, 5 years time, I think is unlikely. I think what we will see is banks trying to, remain competitive. They will try to produce new products, new ways of delivering those products to their clients, which makes them more palatable, makes them feel a lot more like the sort of technology service providers and the retail service providers, the Amazons and Googles of this world that provide an amazing customer experience. The risk for financial institutions that don't embrace this change is that they get left behind. There's a real risk that they simply become the expensive pipes and plumbing of the banking system. Banks are going to have to react to this. They're going to have to take a long, hard look at themselves, rethink their banking models. They're going to have to think what it means to become a marketplace rather than a universal bank. What does that mean reputationally? What does it mean for their capital models? What does it mean for the way they service their clients, the risks of selling other people's products rather than their own? And I think for some banks this is going to mean not becoming a universal bank, it's going to mean becoming the Expedia for financial services.